man, physical media man, physical media man. What'd you buy? Was it something good?
What's up, guys? Physical Media Man back here again for another Physical Media Man Monday video. I have movie reviews from a long time ago, so hopefully I remember everything that these movies are about. Trying to get caught up on these so I can get back to my once a month and be more organized with it. But anyways, before I get started, make sure to like, subscribe, comment, leave feedback, do all that good stuff down below. I'll leave the links to my Instagram page, my Physical Media Man Store Instagram page, my Facebook page for the Physical Media Man / Physical Media Man Store, my Facebook page for non-media related items, the Hodgepodge Garage, my email, my eBay, my Twitter, and my Letterboxd account. Okay, so first up, we watched Concussion with Will Smith. I've been wanting to watch this one and just never gotten around to it. It is about concussions, obviously, and the NFL and how they handled concussions, and just how the game's changed, and how it was affecting the players, and they didn't know what was going on at the time. And this doctor, played by Will Smith, it also is kind of about his story as well. So it's about how he figures out what's going on with the players and everything. Very good performances by Will Smith, as well as Alec Baldwin's really good in it, and David Morse, if I'm saying his name correctly, does a great job playing an old Pittsburgh Steeler. There was one really strange thing to me in this. Luke Wilson plays Roger Goodell, and they call him Roger Goodell, and he just talks like Luke Wilson. It is very strange. Looks nothing like him, talks nothing like him. So that would be one bad thing I would say about this film. But definitely enjoyed it. I'm going to give it a B, and I plan on keeping it. Next up, I don't know if I ever talked about this or not. I think I might have talked about one of them at one point, and then I got this double feature set. Highly recommend this double feature set, especially it was only $5 there for a while on Kino Lorber's website. It might be up to $7.50 or $9.99. Either way, definitely still really worth it. But the one I most recently watched was Crossing the Bridge, which follows a group of friends. They're getting ready to go off to college, or they are like graduating high school or just come back from college, and they're going their separate ways, and it's just a coming of age story that's really good. And this one's actually written and directed. Both of these are written and directed by Mike Binder, but I definitely recommend Crossing the Bridge. And yeah, definitely check it out. Next up, we had watched Ip Man, starring Donnie Yen. We liked this quite a bit as well, and ended up buying the box set, but haven't got around to watching any of the others yet. It's about the guy that trained Bruce Lee and his story. It has a dubbed option, but we just watched it in whatever it's in with subtitles. So good story, great martial arts in this movie. I really enjoy martial arts films. So I definitely recommend these if you haven't seen them, and this is for sale. If you're interested, let me know. Oh, and I would give I'd give Crossing the Bridge an A. Definitely recommend that one, even though I didn't explain it the best. But I would definitely check it out. It's a really good story and a really good film. Great acting. I really like. Sorry, I'm jumping all over the place. But this guy that was on, he was in SWAT. He was also on Sports Night, which we really enjoyed watching. What is his name? Yeah, Josh Charles. He's really good in it, as well as Stephen Baldwin and the other character as well. He's good too. But yeah, like I said, I really enjoyed it, and it's only 103 minutes, so Oh, and if you watch this and get this set, I definitely recommend checking out the bonus features. There's an interview with Mike Binder that's really good as well. Okay, so yeah, A here, and I give this one a B. Next up, my wife wanted to pick this up. I'd never seen it, had no nostalgia for it. We got Freddie Prinze Jr. and Rachel Lee Cook, and She's All That. Stars those two. Freddie Prinze Jr. is like the most popular kid in school, and Rachel Lee Cook is kind of nerdy and no one really talks to her, and they kind of have like a bet, or he has a bet with his friends. Also stars Paul Walker and some other people, that he could get her to be like prom queen or homecoming queen or something in so many months or something like that. So a good 90s rom-com type of movie. Definitely enjoyed it. I would give it a C+. Next up, we watched Jexi, which follows, what is his name? Adam Devine from Workaholics and some other things. And he has a phone that talks to him, and he works for like a newspaper type of thing, and he was a journalist, but he's not doing as well as he could be, or he's not as he's not as determined or outgoing as he could be, and he could be doing more things than what he is, but he's not speaking up about it. So kind of the phone kind of changes his viewpoint and things like that. And this was pretty funny and had a lot of fun with it, actually. I'd give it a B-, and I'll plan on keeping it. Next up, we watched Eddie Murphy in Coming to America. This was a second time watch for me. Was wanting to watch the new one, which we still haven't got around to. But it stars Eddie Murphy as he's a prince in another country, and he comes to America because his parents are wanting him to get married to this person that he doesn't really want to get married to, and he wants to go to America to kind of figure out what he wants to do with his life and that type of thing. But he also doesn't want to live like a prince when he comes to America, so it's just kind of him seeing what it's like to be a normal person. And a lot of laughs, still held up. Definitely recommend this one. I would give it a B+. Next up, we watched the remake of Shaft with Samuel L. Jackson. I had seen the one with Christian Bale in it, and I don't really remember it too well. Don't believe I watched the original, but I kind of know what it's about. So it follows John Shaft, who's like a private investigator, and his son gets in some trouble in this film, and then they just try to figure it out. It was enjoyable, but not great. I would give it a C. Next up, we watched Real Men. This has been a while. Pretty funny movie with James Belushi and John Ritter. So yeah, it's a off-the-wall comedy about an improbable mission between the CIA, the KGB, and of course visitors from another planet. The fate of the entire world lies in the hands of a brilliant, charming cad of a secret agent named Nick Pirandello, played by Belushi, who is to barter for global salvation with aliens seeking a highly secret glass of water. Dire circumstances force Nick to recruit naive, insecure insurance agent Bob Wilson, played by Ritter, as his partner, making his predicament downright preposterous. Their insane mission becomes not only extra dangerous, but also entirely extraterrestrial. had quite a bit of fun with this. My wife didn't like it as much as I did, but I'd give it a B. And I plan on keeping it too. Next up, we watched Parenthood with Fatherhood, with Patrick Swayze. Similar to Getting Even with Dad. Swayze stars as Jack Charles, a lovable small-time crook with big-time dreams. His latest scheme of hitting it big is interrupted when two strangers, his kids, suddenly appear on his doorstep to reclaim him as their dad. I don't know. They're pretty comparable. I don't know which one I like better. Neither one really was that amazing, so I'm going to give it a C+. Next up is one we really liked. We got Viggo Mortensen and Captain Fantastic. This is about a family. The mom is no longer in the picture, so it's just the dad with looks like 6 kids, and he's really smart, but they are out living in the wilderness, and so they don't really have good people skills, but they're super athletic and that type of thing from just running around and doing things, but they're also really smart because of how he's teaching them. But like I said, they aren't very good socially, or they're socially inept. I don't know. So then something happens where they have to kind of go into the real world, and this movie was really good. I definitely recommend it. I will give it an A. Next up, we watched A Guy Thing with Jason Lee, Julia Stiles, and Selma Blair. Jason Lee and Selma Blair are getting ready to get married, and Jason Lee has a bachelor party where he meets Julia Stiles, and something happens, and now he has to decide what he's going to do and what's going to happen. Don't really want to spoil anything other than that. It was okay. I like Jason Lee, so I wanted to check it out. Not sure if I'll end up keeping this one or not. I'm just going to give it a C. Next up, we watched Mile 22, a Mark Wahlberg film. So it says, in a visceral modern thriller from the director of Lone Survivor, Mark Wahlberg stars as James Silva, an operative of the CIA's most highly prized and little-known unit. Aided by a top-secret tactical command team, Silva must transport an asset who has vital information to an airfield for extraction before the enemy closes in. Also starring Lauren Cohen, Ronda Rousey, and John Malkovich. This film is loaded with edge-of-your-seat action. Good popcorn fun. Nothing amazing or anything like that, but enjoyable nonetheless. I'll give it a B-. Next up, we got Equalizer 2 with Denzel Washington. Takes off where the second one kind of left off, or it's a few years later anyway. It acknowledges the first one. So if you've seen the first one, I really enjoy the first one. I don't want to say anything about this in case you haven't seen the first one. This one wasn't as good, but I'll keep it because I like Denzel Washington movies, and it wasn't bad. It just wasn't as good as the first one, I didn't think. But still had good moments, and I would give this a B- as well. Next up, we watched Doc Hollywood with Michael J. Fox. Beverly Hills, the most beautiful woman in the world, plastic surgery. What do these 3 things have in common? Asked Dr. Ben Stone. Me in less than a week. It turns out to be an eye-opening week. And Doc Hollywood turns out to be a witty charmer. Stone is a newly minted medical doctor whose medical fast-lane cruise takes a small-town detour. Grady, South Carolina. Squash capital of the South, is home to salt-of-the-earth folks who give the West Coast-bound hotshot the seasoning he lacks. It's a surefire prescription for comedy cheer. So yeah, I like this one quite a bit. I do enjoy Michael J. Fox films. So I'll give it a B, and I'm definitely keeping it. This is the Warner Archive edition. I do have the DVD. If you're interested in that, it is for sale. Next up was a revisit for me, first time watch for my wife, I believe. We got Fast Times at Ridgemont High, starring Sean Penn, Jennifer Jason Leigh, Phoebe Cates, Judge Reinhold. Also has Forrest Whitaker in it. It's about Jeff Spicoli. Jeff Spicoli. He's like a stoner in high school, and it's just about him and his fellow classmates, and a really fun film. It holds up. I actually picked up the Criterion Blu-ray after watching this, so this is for sale. If you're interested, let me know. But yeah, just a fun kind of coming of age stoner high school movie that's really good. Another revisit for me, definitely first watch for my wife. We got a Paramount Presents Nick Nolte and Eddie Murphy in 48 Hours. This was before Beverly Hills Cop, but very similar, but also kind of different. Nick Nolte's a cop, and he gets Eddie Murphy, who's in prison, out of prison for 48 hours to help him solve a crime type of thing that he has something to do with. A lot of fun, good movie, definitely recommend. There's also another 48 Hours, which we haven't checked out yet, but it also has a Paramount Presents release, which we have and plan on checking out. So both of those DVDs will also be for sale. But yeah, definitely worth checking out. Give it a B. Oh, Fast Times, A-. I think that's the only one I missed. Next up, we watched The River Wild. I don't know if this has a Blu-ray or not. I don't think it does. We got Meryl Streep, Kevin Bacon, John C. Reilly, and a few other people in this. Meryl Streep, who I'm not a fan of, very good in this film. She does have a random Meryl moment, which I expected. But she used to be like a guide on whitewater rafting where this movie takes place. This is years later. She wants to take her kids on this whitewater rafting adventure. Her husband and her are having problems. He doesn't initially come but ends up showing up. Slight spoiler. And then they encounter Kevin Bacon before they go on their adventure. Don't want to spoil anything. It is slightly predictable, but still a lot of fun, kind of a thriller. But one of the ones I've enjoyed the most with Meryl in it, I'm going to give it a B. Next up, we watched Pierce Brosnan and Robinson Crusoe. It's the Robinson Crusoe story, if you're not familiar with it. Robinson Crusoe wants to marry this woman, but her family's trying to get her to marry this former friend of him. They both want to marry each other, but the families aren't really letting them do it. And they kind of get in a duel, and he accidentally kills the guy. This happens in the first 5 minutes. And then, so he goes off away to get away for a while and ends up basically being like cast away. And I feel like I always got this confused with Swiss Family Robinson, but I always enjoyed this story, and Pierce does a very good job. This actually was originally made as a Hallmark film, but Miramax picked up the rights. It's okay. I mean, not the best, but I'm definitely keeping it since I'm such a big Pierce fan, and I'm going to give it a C+. It is, they do a good job of telling the story, so yeah. Next up, we watched White House Down with Channing Tatum and Jamie Foxx. Similar to Olympus Has Fallen, but also different. So Capitol Policeman John Cale has just been denied his dream job with the Secret Service of protecting President James Sawyer. Not wanting to let down his little girl with the news, he takes her on a tour of the White House when the complex is overtaken by a heavily armed paramilitary group. Now, with the nation's government falling into chaos and time running out, it's up to Cale to save the president, his daughter, and the country. Co-starring Maggie Gyllenhaal, Jason Clarke, Richard Jenkins, and James Woods. This was a lot better than I thought it was going to be. It's been a while since I watched Olympus Has Fallen, but I think that one might have been a little better. But yeah, this one definitely surprised me, and I'm going to give it a C+. Next up, we watched Ronin. Really good film. If you haven't seen it, I definitely recommend this one. On a rainy, swept night in Paris, an international crack team of professional thieves assembles, summoned by a shady crime syndicate fronted by the enigmatic DeAndre. Their mission to steal a heavily guarded briefcase from armed mobsters. Its contents undisclosed, but what begins as a routine heist soon spirals into chaos, with the group beset by a series of double crosses and constantly shifting allegiances, and it falls to world-weary former CIA strategist Sam and Frenchman Vincent to hold the mission together. Yeah, if you haven't seen this, it's really well shot. Acting's phenomenal. The plot's great. Just a really, really good film. Definitely recommend this one if you haven't seen it. I'm giving it an A+. Next up, we watched Guns Akimbo, starring Daniel Radcliffe. He is a video game developer. When he gets caught up as the next contestant on this underground gang live streaming real life death matches. So yeah, this one was a lot of fun. I definitely recommend it. Just a different movie, but it was really good. So I'm going to give it a B+. All right, I got 3 more left here. I'll try to be quick with these. Next up is Water for Elephants. This one was good as well. Reese Witherspoon, Christopher Waltz, they joined Robert Pattinson for this epic tale of forbidden love based on Sarah Gruen's acclaimed bestseller. Against all odds, a veterinary student and a beautiful circus performer from a bygone era meet and fall in love through their shared compassion for a special elephant, but their secret romance incurs the wrath of her dangerously volatile husband. So yeah, this one was also a surprise. Better than I thought it was going to be, and one I would give a B+ to. Next up is a Shout Select, Someone to Watch Over Me. This one was slightly disappointing. It's a stunning New York socialite and a down-to-earth city cop are caught in a deadly web of illicit passion and heart-stopping suspense in this stylish thriller. Newly appointed detective Mike Keegan finds his life turned upside down when he's assigned to protect Claire Gregory, the beautiful eyewitness to a brutal murder. Lured into danger in the dizzying heights of Gregory's glamorous lifestyle, Keegan struggles to walk the line between protection and obsession, while trying to stay one step ahead of the psychotic killer. It is directed by Ridley Scott. I don't know, I just thought it was going to be a little better. So I'm just going to give it a C. And lastly, we watched Girls Just Want to Have Fun. This one was quite a bit of fun. Stars Sarah Jessica Parker, Helen Hunt, Shannon Doherty. Janie is a shy good girl. Lynn is a cool rock chick. But when the two friends scheme to get Janie on television's biggest after-school dance show, they find themselves on a wild adventure filled with cute boys, hot dancing, prudish nuns, mean rich kids, parents that just don't understand, and girls doing just what they know best, just having fun. So yeah, this one was a lot of fun. Music's very good. It's a lot of fun. Gonna give it a C, just because it's not the greatest movie, but it is a lot of fun. So I definitely enjoyed that one. And that's everything for a while at least that we've watched. I have another stack that's just that much that I need to get caught up on, and hopefully I can get back to the monthly movie reviews. So I hope you enjoyed this. If you haven't yet done so, please make sure to subscribe and definitely check out some of those titles. So this is Physical Media Man signing off. Physical Media will never die.
Physical Media Man. Physical Media Man. Physical Media Man. Yeah!